Do you ever tell yourself, I'll start when I feel ready? Here's the truth. That day usually never comes. And if you're in your 40s, waiting just doesn't keep you stuck in the same place. It actually makes fat loss harder and makes you more tired than ever. Today, I'm going to break down the 3 biggest mistakes that midlife women make when they want to feel ready and the simple shifts that actually create the energy and the momentum that you've been craving. I'm Nikki. I'm a nutrition and health coach and a midlife mom of 3 going through this crazy ride with all of you. A few years ago, I was in the same place that you are. I was exhausted. I was super frustrated because I was doing the things that I thought I was supposed to do. I was eating the salads. I was skipping the fast foods. I was doing all the things I thought were healthy. But what I didn't realize was that telling myself that I'd start when I felt ready was the exact reason that I continued to stay stuck. Now I coach women in their 40s and 50s who are in that same loop. And today I want to walk you through 3 mistakes we make when we're waiting to feel ready and the shifts that actually work with your hormones and not against them. So here's how it looked for me, and tell me in the comments if this is how it looked for you. I'd lay out my leggings, I would fill out my water bottle, and I'd have everything ready to go, and I would set my alarm and I'd say, tomorrow's the day I am going to get back on track. The morning would come, the alarm would go off, and I'd think I'm too tired, and I would hit snooze and I'd go back to sleep. And then I'd say, okay, well, maybe I'll start next week. And that week would turn into the next week, which turned into next month. And I was still tired, I was still stuck, I was bloated, I was frustrated. Because it wasn't that I didn't care, it's that I was waiting for some magical moment of ready that really never showed up. And that's the first mistake we make, okay? Mistake number 1 is really believing that readiness comes before action. Because here's the thing, you don't wait to feel ready to go back to your first day of school, right? Do you remember walking back into high school and you had your new backpack, your new outfit, but your stomach was in knots, right? You weren't ready, you just showed up. And once you got there, you figured it out. I'm going through that right now with my kids too, right? Telling them like they can't feel ready, they just have to go and show up and they'll figure it out. And honestly, fat loss in midlife is so much of the same. Because if you keep waiting until life is feeling calm or you magically feel motivated, you're going to be waiting forever, because the only way that you're going to start feeling ready is to start moving, even if it's just a 10-minute walk today, because action creates readiness. But there's actually another reason that waiting backfires, and it's one of the most common things that women over 40 don't even realize, and that's ignoring your hormones. Because the overlooked truth is that even one night of poor sleep can raise your cortisol, which is your stress hormone, and you need that, but it can raise it by up to 30%. And when your cortisol is high or dysregulated, it doesn't always have to be high, your cravings will spike, your energy is going to crash, and your body stores that fat like it's storing up for winter, like the squirrels who put all the acorns in their mouth. So when I told myself that I'm going to start when I'm not tired, I didn't realize my hormones were actually part of the reason that I felt so off. Because the longer I was waiting, the worse it actually got. So the shift for me here was I couldn't wait for my perfect sleep, because let's be honest, where you have kids, they might have curfews, or you've got late night practices, right? Or you can't wait for a stress-free week, because there's no such thing as a stress-free week. But you have to start with something tiny and doable. And so that could be a short walk after dinner, that could be adding protein to breakfast, but those choices are going to whisper to your body that it's safe and they can let go. Okay, and I know that sounds kind of like woo-woo and up in the clouds, but it's actually a very true thing, because your body has to feel like you're taking care of it before it will start to release that fat. Okay, and that leads into the 3rd mistake. And that 3rd mistake is overcomplicating the first step, okay? So waiting to feel ready often comes with this pressure to do all of the things all at once. You've got to start a new workout. You can't eat carbs, meal prep for the whole family. You've got to have the perfect morning routine, right? It's like walking into Target without a list. because you walked into Target and you just wanted toothpaste, but somehow you leave with $200 worth of random throw pillows and seasonal candles. And I mean, I'm not just talking about myself, right? Fat loss doesn't have to feel complicated, okay? I want you to pick one thing, one win that you can do today. Maybe that's 10 minutes of movement. Maybe you go for a walk after this video. Maybe you swap your coffee creamer for something with protein. My favorite right now, honestly, is my French vanilla protein with a tablespoon of pumpkin puree and some pumpkin spice. And I can link that in the show notes. But it's that one little win that builds that trust, and that trust with yourself is what keeps you going. Because when you don't build that trust with yourself, and when you stop doing the things that you tell yourself you're going to do, then guess what? Your body starts to recognize that you don't trust yourself, and it will start making excuses. So here's the thing. Readiness isn't a starting line. Action is, okay? You don't need a perfect plan. You don't need more motivation. You just need one doable step today. Because when you start moving, even in the chaos of a million sports practices and somebody asking you what's for dinner, 5,000, that's going to be what's going to create the energy and the confidence and the momentum that you've been waiting for. And if you want a simple system that's going to show you exactly how to work with your hormones and life, grab my Core 3 Hormone Reset Guide. I will drop it in the link below. And I don't want you to stop here. I want you to tap right here and watch my next video, 3 mistakes that midlife moms make that is going to stall fat loss, okay? It's the perfect follow-up to this one, and I'll see you there.